A new memorial has been officially opened, overlooking the D-Day landing areas where 77 years ago, British, Canadian and Commonwealth soldiers fought their way ashore. The Prince of Wales praised the personal courage and sacrifice of those who died. The memorial records the names of 24,442 members of the armed forces who were killed on D-Day and at the Battle of Normandy.
On the beaches where the balance of war shifted, where Allied forces began their operation to liberate Europe, and thousands of British men and women fell. 77 years on, they are remembered.
To our veterans.
Despite having to watch via satellite link, this in no way obscures the enormous regard and admiration in which we hold our veterans.
There's been a long wait for this memorial, the first to honour the 22,442 who lost their lives under British command.
Here we are. This is my father's name here. Smallman. Yeah, they called him Pygmy in the army.
Among them, Michael's father, Lieutenant Colonel Desmond Smallman.
When you saw his name, how did that feel?
So thrilled, really, and proud to think that his name would be here forever. Actually, on his grave, it's marked, "They, like the stars, will shine forever." And I think that phrase can be so well applied to this place. They received a direct hit from a German mortar shell, and so the jeep blew up and they were killed immediately. And that was it. That was the end.
And how old were you?
I was 9 years old, so I was old enough to remember him quite well.
It's taken 6 years to create this extraordinary memorial, and it's the first time that the names of all the servicemen and women who served under British command on D-Day and at the Battle of Normandy have been brought together. They will now forever be here on Gold Beach, where many of the British troops arrived 77 years ago.
We pay our respects to our veterans.
It wasn't the grand reopening that had been planned, but where there weren't crowds, there was an intimacy. A poignancy at a ceremony curbed by COVID, felt from afar by the British veterans watching in Staffordshire, like 97-year-old Bernard Morgan, who was the youngest RAF sergeant to land in Normandy.
I like to think that the generation, thinking about these lads as well, obviously they can't realise how severe it was, but I'd like to think that some of the younger generation are, showing an interest.
Normandy will forever be tied to the Allied forces, the final resting place for so many. And there will always be a draw to the Normandy beaches, a place where wartime enthusiasts can reimagine an extraordinary battle. Those who can really remember are smaller in number now. Their story, though, will never grow old. Ali Fortescue, Sky News.